Number 2 is house sitter, is Bell's Nursery. She's going to be house sitting in this because she commented. Now, what can I actually say to prolong this? It's simple. You're house sitter to the first unless you want to rent this in for real money in the future. This, the second lot on One Shelf Road. If there is no renter, then you were house sitter until the next renter. And I could have another renter by July the 1st. I've actually have talked to people. Some people think this is just totally crazy, but some people say, you know what, if this goes anywhere, it could become something big, and you know, it could. This could be something big. So you were guys who were renting the first house and the second house, house sitters all made history on One Shelf Road. It's a house sitter. Since you commented and said that you really like the second house, which is technically not a house, it's a pyramid. It's not even a house, but you know what? Who says you could technically on One Shelf Road live on anything? Like, I could literally put a flashlight or something for the third house, but you know, and then I could say that's a house, but no, I'm not going to do that. It's going to be actual houses. I'm going to actually... Third house is going to look similar to the first house. The third one's going to be LED lighted house. And the reason why I have it on one of my LED time clocks is so it shines up underneath this better, but actually... Oh, well. You kind of get the idea. So, the second is house sitted. It's a house sitter called Bell's Nursery, and she's the world's first, or the world's second house sitter on One Shelf Road. If this, man, this could be something, because it could be 50 houses pretty soon. I don't know. Depends on what people think about this. And Evelyn on the first is the world's... Evelyn P. is the first person to rent a house on One Shelf Road. So it doesn't matter 10 years from now how many different people rent houses on... You know, basically it's a conversation piece. It's how can I explain it? It's like a joke, but it's not a joke. It's like you go on Facebook and say, oh, I rented a new house, and people, you know, oh, what house did you rent? Oh, on One Shelf Road. And they go, what the hell is One Shelf Road, and where is it? I lived in this city a long time, never ever heard of it. And he says, well, it's on YouTube, and it's a little tiny pyramid house, and I literally lived there. And it's a conversation thing. It's like, I want to get One Shelf Road to be the most famous, and I'm going to get there. I'm telling you, I'm onto something here, and Bell's Nursery. I hope you enjoy your little pyramid. It's got lots of room. It might not look like it, but it's got lots of room. You could throw parties in there. You could sit on the top there if you want and look around. You could walk around it. I don't know where the door is. I think the door is in the back. Or maybe there's a secret door that you just touch the glass side and you instantly transported inside there. What am I doing? Actually, I could have a lot of fun with this. Like, actually, it's something that nobody's ever done before in the world. And I have no guide for this. Like, nobody's ever done anything. So this is the second property on One Shelf Road, the most famous property in the world. Bell's Nursery is the first house sitter, not a paid renter yet. because she had a nice comment on there and everything. So she is the second world's first house sitter, and there could be a long line of thousands and comments until people rent the houses and stuff like that. You don't know. All I can guarantee is 1 month. You know what? You'll be house sitting this until, I don't know, until another house sitter takes over. If somebody leaves a nice comment, I don't know. But remember, this is just the first two, and then the second house is coming. Hopefully on the first of the month they'll add another one, or the 15th. Kind of coincides with my paydays, basically. But you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen here. So Bell's Nursery. Tell all your friends that you're house sitting for somebody. For a renter, for one shelf landlord. And this is real. You are house sitting this little property. You could tell all your friends that you have a new nursery in there. I don't know, or maybe whatever you want to say. It's a real thing, and that's basically it. Till the third house is up, and the third house, I hope you're looking forward to it, because I know what it looks like already. I just don't have the $100 to buy it right now. If I have tons of money, you'd see 50 houses, but it's gonna take some time because I can't afford, and I don't want it cheap. I don't want to put a bunch of little cardboard houses up here, because I'm serious about this. I want it to look cool like the house that you see next to it. So number 2, One Shelf Road, is house sitting to the first. If there's no renter for July the 1st for lot 2 on One Shelf Road, then you can have another month until somebody pays rent. And even if they pay rent a couple weeks or 2 weeks in, they'll get rent to the end of, was it July, August? So even if I get somebody coming in, oh my God, I'm a landlord now. That's weird to even say, because I'm not a landlord. It's just weird. So Industrial Faith, you have a neighbor. You're house sitting for house 1, and Bell's Nursery is house sitting for property 2. So get to know each other, say hi to each other, because that's the whole point of this. And you two technically are connected in a way now, because you're neighbors. Think about that. You two are the world's first neighbors on One Shelf Road, and Evelyn is the world's first renter coming in on One Shelf Road on the 1st of July, and she gets it till July. I'm quite sure she'll pay for once. I don't know. See what happens. So Industrial Faith is the first house sitter, squatter. Yeah, what do you squat? No, you're okay. What's a house sitter, anyways? Somebody goes on vacation. Somebody's. So you're house sitting. Is that usually what it is? Well, you're house sitting for the landlord, me. I'm letting you live there. Okay. Just a disclaimer: this is not a real property. This is not a real house. This is not a real property, not a real house. You cannot rent from the real property wherever it happens to be in the world. You're just on this virtual street. But it really exists somewhere in the world, actually. It's on a shelf. Right now, it's on my desktop right now on top of this LED light, because I have no way to put my camera over on the shelf where it's supposed to be right now until I figure that out. But anyways, you're the second property house sitter till they find a real renter for this cool, modern looking. This is a modern looking house. Come on. Everybody in the world will want to live in this pyramid one day, because it's staying forever on One Shelf Road. I'm not actually going to get a house or anything. The third LED house for lot 3 is coming, and this one represents it's my birth month. It's technically I lived there. Technically I haven't lived anywhere on this. I haven't even put myself as a. I'm gonna have to get my own house. You guys are lucky. I own One Shelf Road, and I don't even have a house. I don't even live there. What that? I'm gonna have to build myself a special house, like a mansion. Well, be like on the. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Anyways, Bell's Nursery. You're the world's first house sitter on One Shelf Road. If you want to be a renter in the future, that's up to you. But it looks like I might have somebody renting the second one pretty soon anyway, so you're going to be evicted on the first. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put you out, but it's all about high rent and this economic times. I'm sorry, Bell's Nursery. I'm going to have to evict you out in the first and put you out in the street. I'm sorry. Because I'm sure I have a renter. I think they're trying to, they think it's so crazy that it's too crazy. But once they see the first couple videos that I told them I was going to put up, then I'm quite sure they're going to understand where I'm going with this. And it's basically a conversation piece. You're at the dinner table one day or something, and by the way, I rent another house. Oh, how can you afford to rent 2 places? Well, it's on One Shelf Road, and it's only like, you know what I mean. Okay. So, Bell's Nursery, world's second house sitter, first in the world. Think about that. Forever on One Shelf Road. The rich and famous one day will live on this road. Right now, consider yourself rich and famous. I don't know if you're rich. You could be famous by living on One Shelf Road.